Hello everyone, VegasVic1965, and have you ever found yourself wandering aimlessly around, checking things out, and before you knew it, you were lost and can't or had a difficult time finding your way back? Then this video is for you. So let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is VegasVic1965, and in this week's tutorial, we're going to be looking at coordinates. How to find your way around. I know many a time when I first started out, I'd find some place and then I'd go exploring and I'd get lost because I didn't quite understand the XYZ, all that different stuff. It was really confusing. But this video is going to help those people like you or like me when I first started out on how to find your way around. Now, the first thing I want to look at is going to be this map right here. Now, you've heard the XYZ coordinates before. This is how they work. If you look down here, the sun always rises in the east in Minecraft and in the real world. So let me change the time. And if you put your crosshairs on there, you'll see that the sun is rising. So we know that that's east. And east is positive X. If east is positive X, the opposite of that would be west, and that's negative X. And then you have the Z coordinates. The Z coordinates, you have a positive, which is in the south direction, and you have negative, which is in the north direction. So when you're looking at, when you bring up your GUI, and you take a look at the XYZ, which is about the middle of your screen, you can see my location right now is negative 172X. My height is 80. And my Z coordinates are negative 708. The Y coordinates, well, that basically is simplified by saying your Y coordinate tells you exactly where you are at in the world as far as height goes. Whether you're on level 65, 64, 63, right around where the water level is. And if you look at this, we'll take a look at closer to the bottom. It says looking at block 68, 67, 66, and as I go up and down, the same thing happens. If you look in the middle of that XYZ, you'll see it goes up and goes down. But the coordinates, if you were going to, let's say for example, I want to go to X100. Well, if I'm right here and I'm trying to go to X100, I'm currently at X minus 175, so I need that needle to move, those numbers to move. So by moving, you can see nothing's happening to the X. What is happening is the Z coordinates. So we need to turn. Let's face this way. We're facing east. That's positive. That means those numbers are going to be reduced down to 0. And again, if I was going to, let's say, coordinates x100, I'm going to have to go 275 blocks away. Why? Because I got to go 175 blocks just to get to x equals 0. And then I got to go another 100 blocks to get to 100. Same thing with the Z coordinates, or they call them Z coordinates. If I need to go to 0 on Z coordinates, I got to go 710 blocks south to get to 0. But anyway, if you found yourself a home and you like that place, you want to adventure a little bit, make sure that you get a piece of paper, scratch sheet of paper, and write down those coordinates for that home. That way you'll be able to find your way back. Because when you bring that map, your little coordinates back up after adventuring, you can easily find your way back by just looking and saying, I need to go to, let's say, 700, and then I need to go to 170. So X equals 170, and I need to go, the Z coordinate needs to go to 700. So I need to go positive. As you can see in the Z coordinates, now we're at 700. And to get to the X coordinate of 175, if I go this way, it's going higher. And there we are. Negative 170 for X coordinates and negative 700 for Z coordinates. But that's how you would use those. So you could find your home that you set up or another point of interest. Let's make real good use of that. I'll get rid of that. Over here we see a pirate ship, or a sunken treasure ship. And what I have done is I've gone in there and I've looted the treasure map. By bringing up the treasure map, I actually already went to it. But by looking at this, you can see that we need to take a look at this map here to see where we need to go. By looking at this, it's exactly the same as a treasure map that you bring up. because the map will show that the part at the very top is the north. The part at the bottom is south, where our dot is. The part on the side where the X is east. And the part on the other opposite of X is west. So by basically looking at this map, we need to go north and east. So let's head that direction and see if we can't find ourselves some treasure. Yes, I actually went to see if I did it right. Normally you'd probably be in a boat. No sweat. We're heading there, we're heading there, we're heading there. Oh, the map is starting to open. And now you can see that little dot is now turned into what looks like a yacht, my yacht. How about that? So you take that yacht and you go on over towards the direction of the X so you can find that treasure. And we're heading that way now. I'll come down a little bit. We're heading right for it. Now granted, when you do find yourself in that spot, like we're right over top of it, it is not always exactly where it shows in the X. It is in that area though. So what you may end up doing is probably breaking a number of blocks just to see if you can find it. So we're going to go down in here. Somewhere underneath here, there is a chest with loot in it. And we're going to see if we can find it. Now if you hit dirt or you hit sandstone, just stopping and looking in another direction, it won't be there. It's going to be under sand, guys. Or it could even be under gravel. But it's not going to be under dirt, and it's not going to be under sandstone. So if you run into those, go back to the sand, go back to the gravel, and see what you can find. Oh, there it is. And let's take a look and see what we found. Ooh, a heart of the sea. Now, a treasure map will always lead you to a chest, a treasure chest underneath the sand like we found here. It will always have a heart of the sea, which is awesome because you can surround that in your crafting table with nautilus shells and make yourself a conduit. And that's how a full conduit will allow you to breathe up to 90 blocks away in all directions. That's really, really helpful. It came out at 1.13. I love it. It's really, really awesome. Now, the next part I want to take you to is to the Nether, because that can be really confusing and overwhelming. So, even though we have the sun here, we do not have a sun in the Nether. It can be it can be extremely difficult to find your way around and find your way back. Everything looks the same. So, let's go take a look at the Nether. Alright guys, welcome to the Nether. A lot of people are intimidated by this place, but I gotta tell you, I love it here. I really do love it. And the most part of it I love about it is the music. I really enjoy the music in this. But anyway, we came in, we started looking around just like anybody else would. And now that we've filled our inventory, we're lost. We need to find our way back. Now, luckily, I did what I followed my own advice, and I wrote down my coordinates. And the coordinates for my Nether portal were -15x, 86 in the y, the height, and the z coordinates were 66. I'm sorry, -142. So -15, 74, and -142 is where I need to be. So we need to head. We need to somehow figure out how to get this number 85 to reduce. And right now, you can see looks like the z coordinates is getting reduced, but I need that to go to 142. So let's figure out how to get that to go to 142. Oops, it's -142. My bad, I wrote down it wrong. So -142 is what I'm looking for, and that's for the z coordinates. And for the x coordinates, it needs to be 15. And if you notice, that x coordinate, it's getting larger. So I know that I'm going in the wrong direction because I need to be in the -15. And we're already almost at 100 blocks away right now. So I'm going to turn around and we're going to head in this direction. You see it's getting reduced. So no matter where you're at, hey, there's another fortress. Yay. So no matter where you're at, you can figure out where you're heading by looking at those. Now I know you're probably going to be watching the ground to make sure that you don't fall in any pits, but the main point is to see the direction you're heading. Now you can take this off, for example, and just start running across, because every now and then check and see. We're at -2, we need to be at -15. So that's about right here. So the z coordinates are minus 142, and we're at plus 57. So now which way are we facing? We're facing the z coordinates because it's going up, and we need it to go down. So we're going the wrong way. So we're at the right spot for the x coordinates, but the z coordinates is this way. So we'd have to actually dig our way through here or find a way around it. Let's just say for all intents and purposes we have our way around here. So we're going to come down around here, and we're at 36, 35. We need to get to 15 on the x. We're close. So we go down, and now the z coordinates are going to the negative like we want, and lo and behold, there it is. There is our nether portal. Again, you won't be able to fly around there unless you're using an elytra, and that's pretty dangerous in the nether. But when you're out traveling around and you get in, well, when you first get into the nether, make sure you do write your portal coordinates down. And something else I wanted to go over, I know that there was a few people on one person on our Adults Play Minecraft server that had a little difficulty with that. What I find that's extremely helpful is before you actually light the portal, well, we're going to go to the overworld in just a moment, and I'll show you. Let me bring that up. I will be right back. Okay, welcome back. Came back in the overworld because I wanted to show this to you. We did have one person that had some difficulty with it, and I wanted to show you the easiest way to link up your nether portal using those same coordinates. So when you've created your portal, before you light that, you want to come to that middle block, jump up on it, and then take a look at your GUI, your F3 screen. You'll see here that my X is minus 73.592. That's going to be rounded up to 74. Divided by 8, that equals 9. You would write that down, that number 9, because that's what you're going to be looking for in the X coordinates in the nether. Now the Z coordinates are minus 1220. So both of them are negative. Again, when you get to the nether, use those numbers in the negative also. So looking at this, 1220.482 is going to be rounded down to 1220. Divided by 8 gives us a number of 152. Since those are both negative, again, we've written those down. I'm going to call that negative 9 and negative 152. So now what we're going to do is we're going to light this portal and see where it ended up. I'm going to go ahead and break this because I'm going to reset this anyway, because you can see it's showing the X's minus 15 when it's supposed to be minus 9 to actually link it up right. So you're going to take your pickaxe, your diamond pickaxe, and save this portal to put it in the right spot. But for me, I'm in creative. I'm just going to break it. Now what the game does is it tries to find you a safe spot. Now we're going to take a look and see where that 9 would have been. Well, I'm sorry, the 152Z, since we're heading that direction, 152. And as you can see, that's pretty much over lava. Now I know there have been glitches in the past where it actually created one in midair, and people have fallen to their death into lava because they weren't crouching. But it also could have created it up there. The height really doesn't matter here in the nether. But we are going to go ahead and pull one of these blocks here and make ourselves a portal and a pathway. Obviously, you wouldn't be flying around when you're doing this in survival, but this is what you want to do if you want to link it up correctly. You could go down towards the lava and fill in the lava and put the portal down there, because it really doesn't matter. The Y level doesn't matter. I think we almost got it. I want to make sure. But you'll see we are now at minus 152, and we want to make sure that it rounds correctly. So the 152 is correct in the Z coordinates, which is right here. We'll put a block there. Oh, there we go. And then the X coordinates we are looking for is minus 9. So that is in this direction. And there it is right here. That's the center block that you want to place. So I can see I need to add more. No problem. Now let's bring up our coordinates and see if we can place this correctly. We know that's the z coordinates is right, 152. And we got to come over to the x coordinate of -9. And there we are, -9. Pretty close. I'm going to drop down. 152. Over a little bit. This is the block I want to set my middle block on. So we'll set that there. One here. Well, we don't need that now. And I think I need to extend this a little bit. I'm a big man on safety, I'll tell you that. Even my Skygrid worlds. Alright, so let's finish this portal off, and it should link up. Come down light in the middle. Let's double check our coordinates, shall we, before? -9 and -152. Our math should add up correctly, and let's find out. Now, if there was another portal, let's say right over here, we should not appear in that portal. If there's also one in the Nether that's over there, close to the other one, it should not, because we have now successfully linked it. Basically, it's taking the coordinates of this center block in here and dividing the x by 8 and dividing the z by 8. And you'll have those coordinates that you need to take with you into the Nether to build that portal correctly to link it up with the correct portal that you're setting up. So that's coordinates in a nutshell. I don't think I missed anything. If you like what you saw and you like the video, click the like button. If you want to subscribe for future videos, feel free to subscribe. I make videos every Wednesday night and have them edited and out by early Thursday morning. I hope you enjoyed this. Next week video, we'll be back into our Beginner's Survival Guide Guild, Survivor Guide World, Oceanside. Join me and Noah for next week. Until then, guys, have a great day.